Good morning and welcome to Breakfast News. I am David Opowasile. The headlines this morning: more suspected revenue fraudsters arrested in Onitsha. Federal Road Safety Commissioner reassures of proactive measures to reduce tanker accidents. 2 people killed in suspected Boko Haram suicide attack in Borno State. On the foreign scene, Taliban announces spring offensive amid Afghan peace talks. In continuation of its drive to end illegal revenue collection in all parts of the state, the Ministry of Trade and Commerce have raided areas where illegal revenue collectors were arrested. Correspondent Kenneth Kuchkodo reports that the alleged illegal revenue collectors were brought to the Jerome Udoji Secretariat in Awka by the Commissioner for Trade and Commerce, Dr. Christian Maduboko, alongside security operatives who raided their point of operation in Onitsha. We have details taken from our studio. Dr. Maduboko noted that the alleged illegal revenue collectors were arrested at Bridgehead, Obogo Junction, Owerri Road and other parts of Onitsha. He regretted that the state is losing huge revenue to the illegal revenue collectors, as well as relocation of businesses due to such illegal activities. Dr. Maduboko revealed that 75 suspects have been arrested since the operation to end illegal revenue collection started, and said that those arrested will be arraigned before the court, as it has become a habit to forge signatures of government authorities to give cover to their illegal activities.
If you see these people in operation, what they do to traders who have come from all walks of life, they beat them, they torture them, and so on. So when you treat an innocent person like a common criminal and you are caught in the act, if the same treatment is meted to you, then so be it.
One of those apprehended, Mr. Ikechukwu Okoye, whose road maintenance ticket has Anambra State board written on it, said that he was collecting the ticket for a particular individual and claimed that he never knew it was illegal, as he hands over proceeds made from the ticket to the said individual at the end of the day.
Our chairman
the ticket is how much? Each ticket.
One matter that appears agreeable to both opponents and protagonists of the present administration in the state is the fact that the Obiano-led administration has revitalized rice production consciousness in the average Anambra man. A visit to Obakuba in Obaru Council area by our correspondents Miriam Chukwuma and Faith Onyemuche confirms Obaru as one of the food baskets of the state. The report.
Rice is one of the staple foods in Nigeria, consumed virtually by everyone, especially the young ones. However, while the eating of rice was increasing in this part of the world, its cultivation was decreasing. It took the bold and pragmatic policy on agriculture by Governor Willie Obiano of Anambra State, coupled with federal government's ban on importation of rice, for local farmers to begin expanded program on rice farming and milling as well. Speaking to ABS at Obakoba, a rice farmer, Mr. Opudili Nwoba, who gave an overview of rice farming, described it as a difficult process. According to him, after they harvest the rice, they pre-boil it before taking it to the mill, where the chaff is extracted from the grain, then taken to the market for sales, adding that they produce larger quantities during November to January period. Showing samples of the various species, he put the price of one bag at 10,000 naira against 17,500 naira for foreign rice, pointing out that the nutritional value of rice is retained more in local rice.
I put on the job. I'm Mariana. I saw child. I show you on the buffet. I'm not sure you can make it's which I go to the rice maker and educate the child. I will say down the more.
He also added that their major challenges include flood, pest, and weed control chemicals. Faith Onyemuche, ABS News.
Barely 1 month after the Opiwe Katang disaster, another accident has been averted in the area through the timely intervention of fire servicemen and security agencies. Staff reporter Odinakon Wolisa was at the scene of the accident. Her reports.
The incident, which was said to have occurred at the early hours of the morning when a 40,000 capacity tanker with registration number KAL 255AA was said to be coming down from Ogere, Delta State, when a heavy-duty vehicle veered off the road, hitting the tanker, a situation which led to fuel spillage all over the road. On arrival at the scene, it was observed that the area was cordoned off with security personnel controlling vehicular and human traffic, while men of the Anambra State Fire Service were at hand to ensure that the incident did not result to fire outbreak. Narrating the incident, a tanker driver, Mr. Lasu Agono, attributed the incident to brake failure on the part of the heavy-duty vehicle.
Immediately I able to know because I did for the movie to go. Immediately I able to hear from my back from the motor. That's what we knock and bam. As I wash glass, that's what fuel to na petrol.
While the personnel at the Okoko Fire Service Station, Mr. Emmanuel Orano, pointed out that the timely intervention forestalled any outbreak of fire. In a swift reaction, the sector commander, Federal Road Safety Commission, Mr. Andrew Kumapai, while assessing the incident, expressed gratitude that no life was lost as the situation was under control. He said proactive measures will be taken to forestall further occurrences as plans are underway to mount an outpost in the area.
We thank God that the crash was a serious one. No life was lost. You can see that everything has been under control.
Also at the scene of the incident was the member representing Onitsha North 2 constituency and the chairman, House Committee on Transport, Mr. Edward Ibuzo, who, on inspecting the situation, expressed happiness that the situation recorded no casualty, appreciating FRSC and other security agencies for their prompt interventions.
All in all, we give thanks to His Excellency for making these people know their duty and know they need to come up. Accident is something that, you cannot predict. You don't have any time for that.
A road user, Mr. Chidemba, while commending the efforts and intervention of various agencies in checkmating the situation, extolled the state government for the construction of speed bumps to reduce the rate of accidents. He suggested the construction of roundabouts around MCC portion of the highway to avert similar occurrences. Meanwhile, the heavy-duty vehicle has been cleared off the road. Odinaka Wolisa, ABS News.
The Enugu Electricity Distribution Company has apologized to her customers in Awka, Anambra State for the delay in restoring power as planned to the upgraded Agwoka injection substation. According to a statement signed by the head of communication of the company, the delay was due to some unforeseen technical challenges which occurred in the course of the substation upgrade. The statement assured that effort is being made by its team of engineers to ensure that work is concluded and power restored to customers in Agwoka GRA, Ifitoka, Unizig, parts of Nkweloka, Amenyoka, CBN, Juhel, Millennium Industry, and Nodu Opuno. It assured of concerted effort in completing the upgrade and restoring improved supply before Sunday, April 14, 2019. 2 people, including a soldier and vigilante, were killed when 2 female suicide bombers detonated the explosives in northeast Nigeria's Borno State, military and militia sources have said. The bombers quickly blew themselves up in the bid to evade arrest when they were stopped by troops and militiamen outside the garrison town of Mongono. One of the bombers panicked when they were being questioned and detonated her explosives, killing her while her accomplice took to her heels, added a militia leader in the town. He said another soldier sustained injuries in the incident. Mongono, 135 kilometers north of Maiduguri, the capital of Borno State, houses a military base and camps for people displaced by Boko Haram insurgency. And on business news this morning, the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) has again appealed to Nigerians to ignore the report of an impending scarcity of petrol in the country. It made an appeal in a statement by its Group General Manager, Group Public Affairs Division, Ndo Oramado. NNPC explained that the said report was sponsored by mischief makers who intended to create undue panic in the prevailing sanity in the fuel supply and distribution metrics across the country. It insisted that the report of an impending fuel scarcity due to the purported refusal by some oil marketers to lift products from depot was fake news. The corporation, however, disclosed that over 1 billion liters of petrol were in stock, while imports of 48 vessels of 15 million liters each have been committed for the month of April alone. The Taliban has announced their annual spring offensive, even while they are in peace talks with the United States and ahead of planned meetings with Afghan representatives later this month. According to the Taliban, Operation FAT, which means victory in Arabic, will be conducted across Afghanistan with the aim of eradicating occupation and cleansing Muslim homeland from invasion and corruption. The annual spring offensive traditionally marks the start of the so-called fighting season, though the announcement is largely symbolic, as in recent winters, the Taliban have continued fighting Afghan and U.S. forces. The administration of President Ashraf Ghani declared its own spring offensive last month, Operation Khalid, and the Taliban used that announcement as a justification for launching a new putsch. It shows the enemy still seeks to attain its malicious objectives through the use of force, the Taliban said. The group called on Afghan soldiers, police, and other pro-government fighters to join them. And in sports this morning, the Confederation of African Football, CAF, has dismissed Egyptian Fahmy from his role as General Secretary. CAF's executive committee made its decision in Cairo ahead of the draw for the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations. The reason for the dismissal is unclear, as CAF has yet to comment. Fahmy was appointed in November 2017 as he followed in the footsteps of his father and grandfather. Fahmy's grandfather, Murad, served as General Secretary of African Football's governing body from 1961 to 1982. Murad was replaced by his son, Mustafa, who held the post until 2000, before being appointed as the Director of Competitions at FIFA. Morocco's Muad Haji, who was appointed as CAF General Coordinator role earlier this year, is being tipped to replace Fahmy. Remember that you can follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page at ABS Radio Television. You can subscribe to our YouTube at youtube.com/ABS Radio TV Online. Follow us on Twitter at ABS Radio TV and on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. You can also log on to our website www.absradiotv.com. Before we go, more suspected revenue fraudsters have been arrested in Onitsha. Federal Road Safety Commission has reassured of proactive measures to reduce tanker accidents. 2 persons have been killed in suspected Boko Haram suicide attack in Borno State. On the foreign scene, Taliban has announced spring offensive amid Afghan peace talks. And that is the news at this time. I am David Opowasale. Thank you for watching.